Guys, we started recording and I didn't hit record. So we talked for like 20 minutes without recording the podcast.
But you know what? You're going to get version 2.0.
Okay, 2.0.
And it may be worse.
What would we do without the gay boy? What would we do? What would we do?
Happy Monday!
We are doing a really fun and exciting topic today.
Yes.
It's a beautiful, beautiful movie, God's Own Country, that you can actually find right now on Netflix. It's streaming, and it takes place in rural England, I believe.
Yeah.
And farmland, and this kid is like raised on a farm, works the farm, so he's got that kind of perspective. So we see that, but we also see what's very interesting and amazing about this film. It's LGBTQ, obviously, about the romance part of it, but the guy that he becomes interested in as the film goes on is an immigrant. It's like this two worlds colliding thing. So that's a good like little love story.
And what I love about the immigrant part of it, which is something you really kind of made me hone in on, because I hadn't even really considered that in the story. I was obsessed with the love. Was that he's really pointing out that like immigrants need a home, right? Yogi mentions a couple of times, you know, nostalgia for his farm and like what it means to still live in Romania and how everyone's leaving the country. And I'm like, gosh, no, he lost his home, he lost his farm, he lost his life. So all they can do is come to try to find a new life and a new home. And he finds it. And that's like, that emphasizes, I think, for us as LGBTQ peoples, we often have a chosen family, we say, right? So our gay community becomes family because you don't feel you don't feel as connected to your actual family in some cases, or your family rejects you in some cases.
Some of the things that I related to in this film, which perhaps you will too, are different experiences that a gay man can have who is not necessarily out. So this character Johnny doesn't seem like he's out. And so right away we see his experience with sex and any kind of intimate relationship is hit it and quit it. It's not until he meets Georgi.
You're getting there. She's getting there. Georgi. I'll never forget it because this man is fine as hell.
Oh, he's so good. They're both beautiful.
Hey man, I tussle in the hay with both of them. Let me tell you.
So eventually they do tussle. The next morning is a little awkward.
Yeah, well, it's because of Johnny's lack of being able to be emotionally available, have vulnerability, and Yogi is like completely open,
which is so real for people that are struggling with coming out or struggling with their sexuality. Which is another reason why this is a great film to watch. Like, it's just a beautiful way of honesty as being a gay person. But what happens is then the next time that they they get to have sex, it's so fucking sensual and beautiful. Like, Georgi shows, like, literally step by step shows him like how to be intimate and how to have that intimate relationship. Bitch, when I was watching it, I was like, that is exactly how my first time. That's a lie. Not my first time.
I was like, don't lie.
Like,
it was not that well lit. It was not that. It was not. No. It was. It lasted 2 minutes, Brandon. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to the people.
So my third time, which was with my first love, and it was so much more than. Yes, it was extremely attracted to him and like wanted to jump his bones and did. But like it was so beautiful at the same time.
What I appreciated about it was that I think Georgi was like, "Let me help you." When they finally kiss, I watched this so many times.
Yes.
When they finally kiss, you see Johnny go, "Oh my God." And then he kisses him again and kisses him again, and then he has to pull away because it's too much. He hasn't felt it, and he's like understanding, and it's a physical and spiritual and psychological thing. And you're like, man, that is unbelievable that man is giving him that. If nothing else, watch the movie for those two scenes we're talking about. Because I have goosebumps. Like,
it's beautiful.
The way he opens him up, I'm like, oh my God. The idea, Brandon is so selfless and giving, and I don't think that I'm that way. I try to be, I want to be that way.
You are.
Thank you.
You really are.
But I watch something like that on screen and I'm like, oh God, this is what is awesome about arts. This is what's awesome about theater and film. It's, not theater, it's a film. But I'm like, oh God, you're showing us what we're capable of as human beings, and like this beautiful man is giving this other beautiful man this beautiful experience. Thank you, Francis Lee.
Yes. And those actors.
Yes.
Again, this is a beautiful film because, again, honesty in the reactions of these actors and the writing itself. Johnny finds Georgi, goes and spends the money to get to where he is at his new job. And the monologue, short though it may be,
yes, but effective.
And it's one of those moments where somebody who is not in touch with their feelings, gay, straight, doesn't matter, is fighting for a way to tell somebody how they feel. Literally, just fighting within themselves. You can just see it.
Yes.
And like he eventually says what he can say, and it's like very surface level. And he's like, and that's it.
Yeah.
Legit says that, and he's like, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, I gotta get back to work. And then, bitch, Johnny has to stop him, and literally grabs him and is like, ah! And he goes in!
He goes, I'm trying to sort it! Can't you see I'm trying to sort it?
Oh, God!
I this little British accent, they're like, wait, sort me! Put the sorting hat on me! Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, I don't know, sort this bitch!
So, hopefully, you enjoyed our little breakdown of this, or actually too much of this breakdown of this movie, and we didn't ruin it for you. But I really do hope that you will take a viewing of it. It's worth your time.
It's
for
really
sure.
worth your time,
For sure, hands down.
And thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry if we did spoil it for you, but we love you. As always, we'll be here every Monday. Remember to subscribe, please. It's a podcast, so also listen to the podcast because you get the full version there. And until next week, this has been Whose Agenda?
Your agenda.
My agenda.
Our gay agenda.
What would we do without the gay boy? What would we do